This is Words from Our Mouths. It's that time of the week again. I know you're all very excited. I'm excited too. I'm literally jittering. James, how the hell are you?
You told me you had a really, really good intro and forgot
I did,
it.
yeah. I forgot it. I'm not a professional. You don't pay me.
You don't pay me.
Exactly. But this was your idea, so I assumed that I was passing a job interview and that I would receive money
Do
every
you
month.
think you passed the interview?
Well, nobody else got the job, so...
What day are we recording on right now? What day is it?
Today is Wednesday. No, it's not.
Today is Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. See, I don't even know.
What day do we record on?
Monday.
And was I in Discord at actually about 7:30 ready to go?
Yes.
Were you in Discord any time before yesterday?
No.
So therefore, you failed your interview.
But
You're
this
fired.
is like episode 27.
I think it's 9.
It feels like forever.
It does feel like forever. I thought it'd be for this fucking long.
I'll tell you what else feels like forever. COVID-19. I'm sorry. Nobody likes to talk about it anymore. It's like the elephant in the room. The pandemic is still going. People are still getting it.
Yeah.
But the world seems to have gone back to normal.
Which, if anything, is a bad thing because everyone's gone back to normal, but the world is still falling apart. People are still dying. People are still
People
getting
are
ill.
still dying. It's not good, is it?
I happen to know in the hospital near me, the ICU is pretty much full of people with COVID, and there's 2 wards full of people with COVID. But it's fine. We can all go back to doing festivals and stuff.
Yeah, it's not great.
Everybody wear your mask. No one likes wearing them. Just fucking wear it.
No, I know, it's not even difficult. And it's not fun for anybody. The people telling you to wear them don't want to wear them either.
No, nobody
But
wants to wear them. That's not
the
true.
alternative's not any better.
There are some people that want to wear them. One of my friends is the sort of girl who gets up at about, say she's got to go out at 7, she'll get up at like 4, have a shower, do her hair, then 2 hours doing her makeup. When she knows she's going to work and wearing a mask all day, she genuinely only does the top half of her face.
I don't even, well, I was going to say I don't even do that because my makeup is very extensive normally.
But
No, what I meant is that now my work is customer facing, but with a mask on, you don't have to smile anymore. You just squint.
In your head, you're just like, God, I fucking hate you. God, die, fuck off. But
Now, this is a
your
genuine
eyes
concern of
smile.
mine. Now, I got quite good at it over the years of not giving up what I'm thinking, not letting it show. But now I can't just mouth things behind my mask. It's like when I'm just walking around. Well, I mean, now I can actually, because at work I still have to wear a mask. But when I don't have one on, I have to be very aware of what my mouth's doing because it's very telling. And when I've got the mask on, no one can see it. It's great.
see, I think
That's one of the changes I would keep, actually. I would wear a mask all the time at work.
But yeah, my friend who obviously only wears half makeup, I was talking to her on FaceTime, and she was eating lunch, but originally she had the mask on, then took her mask off to eat lunch. I was like, what the there's 2 different shades, because it's like all tan, and really like foundation and all that. I don't fucking know, all that rubbish on the front, and the bottom it was just white.
That's a very odd thing to do, though.
It's
just
come
like-
October. Like, it's horrible now at this point. It's not warm. No one's got a tan. No one had a tan anyway, because we didn't do anything or go anywhere, and it wasn't a great summer. And yeah, so it's just that tan glazed look that some girls go for, and white. It was almost like
That's
a
such an odd
monkey. You
thing
know,
to
monkeys
do.
have got, like, Donkey Kong's got really, like, the white muzzle and brown fur. It was almost
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But on a
I
real human.
genuinely flinched. She was like, "What? You've only put half your makeup, or I think I said your mask rubbed your makeup off." She was like, "I only put half on."
You could have got away with that as well. She could have said, "Yeah, the mask rubbed it off."
Exactly.
It
I gave her the escape.
But no, I only did half my face. That's how lazy I've become. I tell you what, though, no, it has actually made me really lazy. I was lazy to start with, as anybody who knows me will tell you.
Even people that don't
But-
know, you can tell that.
It's obvious through my demeanour and my general tone.
And the fact that you're a day late for the podcast.
I'm always late for everything.
Actually, before I forget, I'd like to apologise for the last podcast being extremely quiet. We all made the jokes that Pete was going to edit it. In the end, I edited it. I haven't edited anything for about 17 years, and I left the volume too low, so it's quite on everything.
You know what the
I'm
problem
sorry.
is you edited with your headset on and didn't play it back through speakers,
I don't own speakers.
or play it back through your phone.
I could have done that. But what did make me laugh is I did this as well. One of our friends started watching it. I hope he watched all the way through it, and then was like, "Well, I'm going to go watch something else now." But obviously, he had the volume turned all the way to the maximum. Started the other thing, and it came out deafeningly loud. I did the same thing with my headphones. I was at work when it finally went live on Apple, so I thought, "Oh, I'll test it, but see if it's working. See if I've uploaded the wrong thing, which I have done before." I was like, that's really quiet. So I turned it all the way up, got halfway through, got a bit into it. I thought, like, it's working, it's just quiet. There's nothing I can do about that. Went back to the other podcast I was listening to and dropped my phone in surprise because it just came through just that loud.
Welcome back to a podcast.
Absolutely terrified me.
See, now I've got shouting in there at some point, so when you're editing, you can test that.
See, whatever you
Against
shouted
everything
didn't come
else.
through Discord. So I have no idea what you just shouted.
Oh, did it? Oh, that would be a nice surprise for you then.
Yeah, it's going to be racist.
Wow. Okay, thanks for that. Character assassination.
There is a good thing. Oh, sorry, a bad thing that came from COVID. It's good that people are starting to wear masks less because I keep forgetting mine and not wearing it in the shop, but I should. I don't talk to people as little as I can if I'm in the shop. If someone, like, you got your trolleys, especially during COVID, you try to stay apart, they let you go past. What I normally do is I just smile at someone. But if you're not wearing a mask and you do that, it looks like you're just staring at them. So if you are wearing a mask and you just sort of turn your head towards them, look for a few seconds and look away, that doesn't look good because you haven't seen the smile, but you've just seen the staring at them. Fuck off.
This is what I was talking about. I smile with my eyes now, but only with my eyes.
I don't.
The rest of my face doesn't do a single thing.
Because at work we haven't been wearing masks because the way we run it's just not possible. But obviously for dealing with customers, we've got a screen and all that lot, and we were decontaminating the cars between each people going in them and all that lot. But so I haven't had to do it for that. So the only time, all I do is work, play games, and go shopping. So
I tell you what was really baffling actually is during the start of the pandemic when the panic buying hit the worst, and everybody was buying up all the bleach and the soap and the shower gel, and I was just thinking, did you people not wash until there was a chance you could die from the things you could catch?
Yeah, and it's just like
was basic hygiene just not a thing for you?
No, it's just like, oh no, now I need to wash. No, you should have washed anyway. And it's like,
yeah,
that's
what it felt like, especially up here in the north. We're a dirty people.
You are. You're either coal mining soot all over you.
The coal mines haven't been open for a long time, but yeah.
There's just not that much in the air still. It's never settled.
That's the point I was going to make before, actually, sorry, was the fact that it's made me even lazier than I normally was. Because, well, now it's given me an excuse to not go somewhere. So if Charlotte says, let's go somewhere, and I'll say, oh, it's probably going to be packed because everyone's been locked up at COVID all this time. And then before that, it was saying, like, well, it's not really going to be open because everywhere's shut because of COVID. And having those valid excuses to not do anything made me want to do even less.
So what are you going to do once, in reality, summer next year, when things fully start getting back to normal, hopefully? What is your excuse going to be?
That's going to just depend on what happens socially. Whatever happens in the environment, I'll just latch onto the next big thing.
Worst case scenario, you'll just break your leg, won't you?
I have attempted this before.
I've got some hammers that you can borrow.
Actually, you know what? On a very serious note here, that just reminded me of completely for no reason. And I'm going to completely ruin the tone of the conversation with this, but I'm not going to apologise to you for it.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of harming myself, no, it just reminded me, right, about 6-7 years ago, maybe less, I can't quite place it for some reason. I went through a stage where when I was walking to work, it's only a 10-minute walk from where I lived, every car that went past me, I saw as a missed opportunity to get injured enough to not have to go to work.
I've done that before. I've been like driving in traffic, especially when you've got like either you've got work or you've got something you really just don't want to do, and like someone cuts you up or you have to brake suddenly to avoid hitting them. And you're like, oh, if I just hit them.
What is it about humans that's just so self-destructive?
I mean, it's like, 6 months ago, I was driving my car, and it set on fire. No joke. Car cut out, like, what the hell is going on? looked towards the front of the bonnet sort of thing. I saw smoke coming out and you could see an orange glow, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. The thought was, you've got to be shitting me. I have a lot of problems with my car. It's an old Toyota. It's modified, and it's not been treated as well as I should have treated it in its life, which is bad considering I'm a mechanic, but never mind. And yeah, so I saw these flames coming out and all that last stuff. For fuck's sake, I opened the bonnet, I chucked a bottle of tyre gel, so the stuff to make your wheels shiny, your tyres shiny, on it, because that's all the liquid I had that I knew wasn't flammable. That got it right down, but it was still like trickling a little bit. It was obviously burning all the plastic and the electrics. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. So then another car came past, he happened to have a bottle of water they chucked on it as well. So that got that out, and we pushed it to the side of it, and I got picked up. And I'm sat in the recovery truck on the way home going, I was thinking of selling this car. I should have just let it fucking burn. It's insured for more than it's worth.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say I should have just gone up in flames with the
No,
car.
no,
Then. That would have been a much darker story then.
No. It was just I should have let the car burn, and then I could have gone.
How did I put the fire out? I could have ended it now and then.
Yeah, I could have just ended it. It'd have been cheaper than getting recovery. Recovery to the middle of Dartmoor when I don't have breakdown cover was not cheap.
As a side note to all our listeners, all three of you, suicidal thoughts are something to be taken very seriously.
Yes, and if you are struggling with anything or in any sort of way, you should phone something like the Samaritans, whose number I'm going to find now. Oh, I found it. Nope, that's the Christmas appeal. Which is
that will appear on
123
screen
from any UK phone. And
yeah, don't struggle, don't suffer in silence, don't struggle alone. There is always somebody who cares.
And
although, if I could just add a footnote to that, don't get in touch with James. He's more likely to just laugh at you.
No, that is the other very important thing, especially this time of year when it does start getting dark and people do start getting a bit sadder and all that lot. Look out for your mates. We all know each other. We all know if you're having a hard time, your mate's probably having a hard time as well. It doesn't hurt to drop him a text, see how you're doing, and then do whatever you do. Go for a pint, go for a walk with the dogs, just chat on the phone, have a tea, have a coffee, call each other a wanker and throw stones at each other. Whatever you do to make yourselves happier, just look out for each other.
Just think about how much you'd love that text of, hey, how's it going?
Exactly.
Somebody else would like that too.
And if you do throw stones at each other, just keep it up. It's fine. I have a friend that used to be our go-to thing. We'd see each other, just launch a pebble at each other.
That's so dangerous.
I know.
I can't advocate this behaviour. I'm sorry. No.
Me and the same friend used to... You know the yellow car? You see yellow car, you punch whoever you're in the car with?
Obviously, everybody knows that.
We used to play that quite a lot in separate cars.
Oh, no, that's not safe.
We wouldn't do it like down the middle of a motorway or something like that, but I remember the first time it happened, we were sat at some traffic lights, and the yellow car went in front of me, and he was in his car in front of me, and I was behind him, in my car, obviously. I saw his reverse lights come on and just dump and hit me, and I was just like shouting at them, what the hell are you doing? He went, yellow car! And that was it. From that point on, every time we were stopped at traffic lights, you'd either open your door and slam it into them to either side of you, or yeah, just reverse and drive into each other.
This is why your car's set on fire.
This is really dangerous. Well, both of us had cheap cars. The one I had cost me £200. It was supposed to last me for 6 months, which is what the MOT had on it, as a stopgap, because I crashed the car before. And I just needed some wheels, basically, to get me going. I had that car for 4 years. It went through every MOT flawlessly. The only reason I sold it is because I needed a diesel. That is the most reliable car I've ever bought. It cost me £200 to last 6 months. It was a chlamydia green Rover, though, so there are downsides to it.
Sorry, I'm just making a quick note here to never get in a car with you.
I've not crashed a car for nearly 10 minutes now. No, it's been about 10 years. It's been about 10 years since I crashed now.
It's way more than I would have expected of you. Actually, no, it's way less than I would have expected of you, actually. Remember who you're talking to, Pete.
At work, we've got a sign saying days since last accident as a joke sort of thing. And it normally says naught, because we hurt ourselves every day. But it currently says, since Lance left, because he's off for a couple of days, he's got the week off. And there's been no accident since he left.
Well, at least you know who to blame for it then.
Exactly. Right. So, we tried to be organised this week and actually made some topics. And one of them is things that make you realise that we're starting to get old, Pete.
We're not starting to, James. We have crossed that line so many times over now.
I'm not 30
it's
yet.
Unbelievable.
I think you are, aren't you?
I am 30, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
but
not
now
30
you see,
yet.
the average age of the people I work with is between 16 and 19.
So you feel really old.
I feel very disconnected, very old. And the best part is they just love to throw new age slang at me. I've reached that age now where I don't know what they're talking about. So they'll say a word, and I can't even pull one off the top of my head because it just flies so far past me. And then they'll say, "What does that mean?" And then I'll just try and make up a meaning for it. And then they'll all go, "You're too old to know what's going on. When'd you get your bus pass?" Which, by the way, I cannot wait to get, because why would I pay for a car when I get free buses everywhere?
Because you get less diseases in your own car.
I'm going to be that old, I don't care.
See, this is like really just segueing back to where we were. The one that's annoyed me most about COVID and all that lot is, it's not just COVID, it's just the general, every time it's flu season, they say, catch it in a tissue, bin it and kill it. Who is sneezing just not into a tissue and then binning it? I mean, if you haven't got one, sometimes fine, sneeze into your elbow or whatever, but who's just like not bothering ever?
You see people do it all the time though, they just sneeze into the open air.
No.
Yeah, you do see it.
I know you do. It annoys me. If I'm really that desperate, I have before sneezed into my own t-shirt. Like, you pull your t-shirt forwards and sneeze downwards. Just because I don't want to sneeze on anybody, because that's disgusting.
What if something comes out though and then you've got to wear your snot? Ugh.
Yeah, but it's either that, or would you rather have to wear your snot or put it on some random person in the street? Not just from I know you want to say random person because it's funny, but from an actual human morality point of view, do you want to sneeze on a random person, or would you rather be a little bit sticky for a bit?
I'd rather the other person be a bit sticky, if I'm honest.
Really? You'd rather sneeze?
No, of course not.
It's like if you're walking down the street and someone sneezed on you, I'm sure that has a legal effect that you can stab them.
Okay, that's no.
If someone sneezes on me, I'm getting stabby.
Why do you always go stabby? What? You've got problems.
Because we're in the UK and we can't get guns easily.
Oh wow, okay. So we're advocating gun violence as well now.
No. Guns are bad. As are drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. Drink in moderation.
It's all very good advice from someone who doesn't drink in moderation and someone who smokes.
Hang on, when was the last time you heard me drunk? Heard of me drinking? It was actually 2 weeks ago. Before then, it's been about 8 months. I don't drink, mate, at all. If someone said to me I could either give up caffeine, nicotine, or alcohol, it would be alcohol in a heartbeat.
Because caffeine and nicotine are so good for you.
They're not good for me, but out of the ones to give up, the alcohol is the one I'd give up easy.
Okay, fair enough.
I recently gave up smoking for 1 day.
I suppose I was about to say it'd be easy for me, but I do drink a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't give up caffeine.
I don't know if I'm dependent on it, to be honest.
I am when I get up
really
at like 7.
about it.
Like when I wake up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning.
Well, I'm up at 3:30.
Yeah, but I need sleep. Have you seen me? I need my beauty sleep. You do as well, but
honestly, James, I couldn't pick you out of a crowd. I've seen a couple of pictures of you. How many years have we known each other now?
Yeah, but it's because you stream with a face cam and I don't. When I very rarely stream.
I was going to say it's very, very rare you actually even stream. So
I could probably pick Charlotte out of a crowd better than you.
Okay,
but that's because I have on Facebook.
Oh right, okay.
So when she puts something on Facebook, I see it. Well, no, I don't stalk her, but I don't actually have that many people on Facebook.
This doesn't look very good, James, to be honest. This is one of those times where you dig yourself a hole, isn't it?
Because of me having Charlotte on Facebook, you got a good microphone for Christmas last year. Or was it your before?
Yes.
Was it last year or the year before?
Pending.
Shall I check? Because it will be.
I think it was last year.
Where's my phone? There's my phone. Messenger.
It was the Christmas just gone, so that's last year. I know how months work. You see, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I know how the calendar functions. Sort of, at least enough to get by. I don't know who got to decide how many days are in a month and why it's not consistent.
Actually, the last conversation we had was when Charlotte thought you were cheating on her.
Oh yeah, that was a weird time.
It was last year.
There's something right. I'm getting some weird spikes on my microphone here.
Oh, you got me more editing.
You might just have to clip a few bits out, because in the times I'm not talking, there are spikes happening. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's no sound. I don't know.
I'll clip you out in a minute.
Well, that's just rude.
I'm a rude person. We've had this conversation many a time.
Well, so am I. But I like to point out in others to make me seem less rude.
It doesn't work.
No, I know.
It's
my vain attempt to deflect.
It's just
the
pot
attention.
calling kettle, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yes, it is. But that's why you asked me to do the podcast in the first place.
Because you're an asshole. No, because no one else would say yes.
You didn't ask anybody else.
Yeah, because I knew no one else would say yes, and you would.
That's because you know nobody likes you.
Yes.
See, that's what we've reached the crux of the problem here.
And I know you're too unconfrontational to say no.
I am very non-confrontational.
You'd
For someone who's a self-admitted arsehole.
You'd rather record a podcast with someone you don't like than say no to them.
Well, there are worse things in life.
Hemorrhoids.
Speaking of which, you never told me what things make you feel old.
My back always hurts. The worst one is whenever I meet someone or talk to someone, either working or I've chatted with, it's going to sound weird this now especially, but like girls online or that sort of thing. They are of legal age these days, that's the annoying
That is
thing
weird.
as well.
I didn't believe that girls would talk to you.
But you talk to them and they're like, oh yeah, I was born in 2000 or something like that, and you're like, I can remember 2000.
I can also remember 2000.
I remember the millennium. It's one of my earliest. It's not my earliest, but one of the earlier memories I have.
Why are you talking to girls who were born in 2000?
Well, it sounds stupid, but they're 21, so it's not like they're
I know,
young.
I just realised as I asked. Like,
Exactly,
that's so
it sounds
depressing.
horrendous, doesn't it? It's like, oh God, you're talking. No, they're 21. It's not like it's weird at all. The one I'm talking to at the minute has a kid, so it's.
I'm closer to being dead than being born now, aren't I?
I think the average age is like 75 in the UK.
Yeah, but we're talking about me here.
Well, true, the amount of iron brew you drink. Actually, the amount of iron brew you drink, your heart is probably just made of iron. You are Iron Man at this point.
See, there's a marketing ploy. There is no iron in Iron Brew. There is only E numbers.
Yeah, but they taste so good.
Yeah, they do. I love them so much. The sweet golden nectar of the gods.
In case anyone's curious, Pete would like to be sponsored by Iron Brew. Actually, I think we mentioned this last week, didn't we?
We are never going to get sponsored.
But if we were,
it's such a pipe dream. Like the sort of crackpot things that you talk about, like when we get 1,000 subscribers, when we get 100,000 subscribers,
when we get 100,000, we're both getting a YouTube plaque on the wall.
We barely get 10 people who listen to us regularly, and those 10 people probably don't hear the whole thing.
It's quite funny because I've been talking to a couple of people online and all that over the last couple of weeks, and every single one of them, I always send them a link to the podcast.
But people think you're speaking to them with an agenda then.
I'm getting to the point where I'm meeting people in the street and just telling them. I need to get business cards made up with the link.
It's old-fashioned marketing.
It probably works.
It maybe does, actually. It's probably so rare now that people pay attention to it rather than... Yeah. Or either that or you end up with a scene like an airplane, when people are trying to hand him leaflets and you're just knocking them out.
Stupid thing on marketing. I saw this the other day on Facebook. You can get the sponsored ads. You don't have Facebook, you know what I mean. You've heard of sponsored ads before, obviously.
Really? Tell me more.
And there's one that I always see quite a lot these days, which is like people just like, I got bored of shitty adverts, so here's a picture of a cute dog or something like that. So people will pay to sponsor an ad just to not have an actual shitty sponsored ad put out, which I quite like. I think that's quite good. It's proper chaotic good, that. But there was one I saw the other day, and it was for a guy local to me looking for a D&D group. He's
That's
paid
amazing.
on Facebook to find some people to play D&D with him, and I thought it was brilliant. I actually messaged him because I know there's a shop sort of thing. They do technically sell stuff, but more it's just a shop front where people go and play D&D or tabletops, X-Wing, that sort of thing. I used to go there. And I sent him a message. I said, try this place because there's loads of people there that will play games almost every night. Also, I was just like,
pretty cool.
It was like ... I love the fact you used a sponsored ad for this. He didn't message me back. That was the annoying thing.
Oh wow! Great. So he paid all that money out just to not reply to anybody who got back to him. Maybe he found a gaming group.
He might have paid to people that actually wanted to play games. I didn't want to play games with him, but I said, look, there's probably some here. But then he may have already found it or know of it. So it's. If you're looking in Plymouth,
maybe he got kicked out of that, and that's why he was posting for it with adverts.
I'm going to make a competition.
You're going to make a competition?
No, he's going to make a competition, like a competing shop.
Oh, right. Okay, I get you. I thought you said you were going to make a competition and then the winners would get to be in a D&D campaign with us.
See, that was a really good fun place, though, because there was a kebab shop next door, and if you came over and you said you were coming over from Darkstar, then you got a discount.
You see, that's spoken like a true fat guy.
It is. But
that was a really good idea because food.
But I used to go play Star Wars Force of the Rebellion, which is like a D&D style Star Wars
I know
game.
what that is.
Viewers may not. So it's a spoken tabletop RPG game, so it's all done like with your voice and stuff. You haven't got things on the table so much. And we used to go there on a Friday night, and we'd start at 8, and we'd go to like 2, 3 in the morning every single week. It was awesome. But there was a co-op
What
like
do you
4
mean
doors down.
viewers may not? You're telling me that this conversation isn't solely for my benefit?
Yes.
Wow. You learn something new
You're
every
not the most important
Monday.
thing in my life. believe it or not,
Normally Monday, but today's Tuesday.
Because you were late.
I was a day late, yes.
For you, that's pretty early.
Well, yeah, that sounds terrible, but yeah, that is.
I did,
actually, for the
thing is on Monday during the day, I'll remind you saying, podcast tonight, what time? And you went, oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that. 8, comes 8 o'clock. Did you forget again?
I didn't. In my defence, I didn't.
No,
forget.
you didn't. You had a fairly valid excuse. I'll let you off. But
Fairly valid.
But yeah, what we used to do is, so we'd go down to the co-op beforehand, stock up on, the usual high intensity food people like proper gaming athletes like that need. So we'd get Monster and Doritos and Oreos and that sort of thing.
High intensity food.
Exactly.
Oreos.
We need that energy, that power to keep our brains functioning at a high imagination level.
Have you ever eaten a biscuit as intense as an Oreo?
just go with it. And then, so we do that. So you get like to 9, 10, probably even 11 o'clock sort of thing. You're like, oh, I'm hungry. And then it just to be at that moment, someone goes, I'm hungry. Someone would go out for a cigarette, open the door, and you just get a waft of kebab. And literally, we'd all just turn and look at the door like, yeah, we need half hour.
Oh dear.
Go get a kebab, sat there, eat a kebab, and then crack on till like 2 in the morning, which was annoying on the days I was working on the Saturdays, because I'd leave there at 2 in the morning, go home. I'd have to go there straight from work because of the times I was working. Do that for like 6, 7 hours. Go home, have a shower, leave for work.
Very nice.
Didn't sleep because of role-playing games
And kebabs.
and kebabs.
Right, I would like to take this moment to just explain how much I learned from that, or how much I paid attention to from what you were saying there.
Just stop listening. Halfway through, didn't you?
I didn't stop listening, but there's something that I would like to hang on to for a moment, if you'd indulge me.
Okay.
What makes an Oreo more intense than, say, a malted milk?
I didn't say the Oreos were intense. I said food like Doritos and Oreos, high intensity foods. I didn't say it was the only high intense food. It was just
No, but you said it was
sugar.
high intensity food, but you chose an Oreo and not a malted milk or a custard cream.
Well, the reason I chose Oreos is there was some on my desk in front of me right now.
Right,
If I'd had
okay.
malted milks in front of me, I'd have said malted milks.
Availability bias, I see.
What is your favourite biscuit?
Custard cream.
There was no pause though. You didn't even have to think about that. Hobnob.
I don't have to think about it.
Hobnob.
No, not hobnob. Hobnobs are
Hobnob.
hard work.
No, they're not. You dip them in coffee. They take half a cup of coffee each.
Well, I don't drink. The hobnobs drink the coffee for you.
Yes.
No,
It's like you could eat
I
your
don't-
coffee. Hobnobs are the most absorbent coffee. They're more absorbent than Bounty wet wipes are. Not wet wipes, paper towels are.
It'd probably be more absorbent than a wet wipe.
But yeah,
I don't drink hot drinks, so
All right,
that
get a
rules
glass of
Hobnob out
milk
for
then.
me.
dip it in your fucking
okay,
iron brew for all I care.
That doesn't sound terrible.
No, it doesn't. I can remember when I was younger, I used to go to Sunday school and church group. Yeah, look where the fucking apple's fallen from the tree now. And we used to get orange juice.
What
and
do you mean? You're
digestive
such a
biscuits.
good boy. All you
Exactly.
do is preach the word of the Lord to me.
We used to get orange juice and digestive biscuits, and that is an amazing combination. It's the taste of
It is,
childhood for me.
actually.
I don't know what it is with orange juice and digestives. Health food. I had no hope.
Health
did I?
food. No.
Right. So we've been organised this week and have topics. We've actually managed to cover 2 of them at once.
This
somehow
is
a
the
little bit.
second time that you've told people we're organised and have topics.
Is it? This is how unorganised I am. But you had one. Guilty pleasures.
I did. Guilty pleasures, yeah.
So I've actually got.
So-
I'm going to expand on this now. I want your.
Oh, you've got one.
No, it's expanding on yours.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
guilty pleasures now, but also guilty pleasures when you were younger. Like a kid sort of thing,
Okay.
because that's a big difference. So you can go first. What is your guilty pleasures now, Pete?
Well, I have a few really. You know, and when you say guilty pleasures, it's things that I should probably
You shouldn't
be
admit
more
to
ashamed
enjoying.
of than I am.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm actually not ashamed at all.
You're not. You're just
So, for
you're ashamed.
instance, did you ever watch the show Desperate Housewives?
I have seen it a couple of times. Yes, I've never actually watched.
That's
an episode of
I
it,
have
but-
seen every episode of that at least once.
I did not know that.
And it is a fucking great show. I don't care what anybody says. It is trashy. It is obscene. It is far-fetched. But I enjoy the hell out of it.
No, I'll give you that.
Your turn. We'll trade.
One of mine is, like Ice Road Truckers, Deadliest Catch, that sort of really overly Americanized TV show. The one that
Yeah.
repeats what's happening 10 times in the episode and only one event
Like
actually
Storage
happens.
Wars.
Never got into Storage Wars, but the big ones were... There was one called Big Rig Rescue, which was lorries crashing and then like lifting them up.
Oh,
and,
I've
like,
seen that actually.
That's really good. It's on Netflix, that one. In the UK, anyway. Ice Road Truckers, obviously. That's on Amazon. Deadliest Catch, all 18 seasons, I think, on Amazon. I've watched them again recently. Those sort of just heavily over-dramatised TV shows, I love them.
Very nice.
Absolutely love them. Right, your turn.
Let's see. Let's. What?
There's got to be more. I know there's more.
There are more. It's just suddenly when put on the spot, I can't think
What's
of
your
them as
guilty
the
pleasure
problem.
food?
Guilty pleasure food.
We're both large men. We have a guilty pleasure food.
I mean, I'm not really. I'm not ashamed to admit that my diet's shit.
But there's got to be something. If you've had a bad day, you've had a shit day at work, you get home, Charles is shouting at you all day for some reason, kids are running around driving you nuts, what do you just want to sit down and eat?
A pizza.
It can be pizza. Pizza can be the answer.
Yeah, well, no, but that's not a guilty pleasure, is it? Everybody likes pizza.
True.
People who don't like pizza are the kind of people you don't trust.
Mine is wine gums.
Wine gums. Oh, right, little snacks.
I can
Skips.
sit. Skips is a good one. I can sit and smash a pack of wine gums in about 8 seconds if I'm annoyed.
Terry's chocolate orange.
I quite enjoy them. If you want to see interesting ways to open Terry's chocolate orange, you should see Pete's second most recent video on YouTube now. Because I smashed a Terry's chocolate orange into my desk, and all you hear is...
Well, actually, by the time this goes out, it'll be like... Oh, God.
That's all you
By
hear.
the time this goes out, it'll be like my 19th most recent video. I've got so much stuff coming out.
It's like we're recording more again tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
If
And I've
people
still
do-
got that 4-hour chunk of Oblivion to edit as
If
well.
people-
Oh, my God.
Don't get enough of us and want to see us do stuff live, you should go to www.twitch.tv /Pete Smells.
And just to be annoying, James, because you're now the podcast editor, that's going to appear on screen.
Oh, fuck off. See, I've got to remember where this is, though. The last ones were
Oh, see,
easy because it was at
fun.
the end and the
It
start.
was fun for you, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, Pete will put that on the screen
I
for
need
you,
to make
ladies and
notes of what
gentlemen.
I've got to do. Samaritans Pete's Twitch. I can't type.
It
If it's-
sounds like you're typing with your head,
If
actually.
it's not in the video, it's because I just put it in the description down below because you can't link. Because we can't put cards on videos yet. You know when you watch your famous YouTubers and all that.
You
lot?
can, can't you?
No, They don't- you can't.
I
put-
can do that, and I don't have any subscribers.
I'm sure it's. I went to look at it and it wouldn't allow me to do it. You can
Wow.
put last video or subscribe here, but you can't put an outside link on unless you have a certain amount of subs.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, well.
Because what I wanted to do was link to our Discord, and I went to do it. And it's just like, it says like you can choose to have subscriber or previous video, subscriber, previous video, random video, or just subscriber, or just previous video. And I was like, okay, I don't want that. It says or external link, and I went to click it. It was like, this is not available to you unless you're part of the YouTube Partner Program, which I think is what happens when you hit 1,000 subs.
That will never happen, so you
It
don't have to
will,
worry
I
about
believe. Share it. Everybody, tell everybody else about our podcast.
that. Don't tell anybody. I mean, are you really going to sit and admit that you listen to this podcast?
Yes.
So what did you do at the weekend? Oh, I listened to Pete and James. Words from our mouths. What's that? Don't really want to tell you, actually. It's a bit weird.
How do you describe what our content is as well? Because someone asked me the other day, they said, oh, you do a podcast, what do you do in it? And I went, and
That's exactly how I respond. What's your topic? Does there have to be one? It's like free-form jazz.
I just put, we're two idiots setting the world to rights.
We're not even doing that, though, are we?
We're talking about shit. It's a sort of conversation that two old blokes have at the back of a pub.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Setting the world to rights. Setting the world to rights.
I don't like that phrase.
Why not?
Because I don't know what it means.
It's just you're talking about everything and catching up on each other's lives and setting each other back onto where your thoughts are on each other. I think, I don't know. That's how I fucking.
You don't know either. Yeah. So there you go. It's just nonsense. It's just words. It's just words from your mouth. I've come full circle.
Anyway, you didn't tell me any more of your guilty pleasures besides pizza and Desperate Housewives.
Okay, let's go for another TV show then. Ugly Betty.
Never heard of it.
Never. Oh my! Go, treat yourself. Go watch Ugly Betty.
Send me some links later.
Honestly, it's another trashy show. It's a complete waste of everyone's time. Fucking belting.
My next one isn't a TV show. I really like watching, especially when I'm like sad, depressed. What I do is I get a blanket, some ice cream, and I sit and watch Pitch Perfect. Or 2 or 3.
Oh god, yeah, I like Pitch Perfect. That's something Charlotte and I watched together. That's good.
Last time I got cheated on about a year ago. Coming up close now, actually. Lucky me. Actually, it was my birthday, thinking about it. Anyway.
Happy birthday.
No,
oh no,
it's
now
not
it's
yet.
sad.
It's not yet, and it was when I got cheated on. But my cousin phoned me up. He was like, "Look, I'm on the way over," and I was like, "Why?" She said, "I'm coming over. We're watching a film." I was like, "Okay then." She came over. She literally bought 2 blankets and ice cream.
Of course, because I wouldn't share a blanket with you either.
No, we just bought 2 blankets. We just put on blanket, cuddled on our blankets, ate our ice cream, and watched Pitch Perfect. And it did make me feel better.
Happy place.
It's been my happy place. That's why she knew to do it, because it's been my happy place for ages. Because I don't know, I'm a 16-year-old girl.
I can believe that. Something me and Charlotte do quite a lot is we watch Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. I don't know that.
You don't know Rush Hour?
No.
Wow.
Should I?
Okay. I feel like you should, actually. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker.
Oh! I was thinking TV show.
Oh, no, the film, Rush Hour.
So, yes, I know the film.
Okay, thank you.
I
was about to have a seizure.
I didn't know you'd seen a single film in your life, so...
I've seen a few. Howl's Moving Castle. That's probably my favourite film. There you go. There's another guilty pleasure for you. Howl's Moving Castle, I would qualify as one of my favourite films.
I quite like the police ones, like Police Interceptors, the UK ones, and all that lot.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Police Academy.
No. Stop thinking of Jackie J. He's not in Police Academy. Is he in Police Academy?
No. Well, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I've not seen it here. But no, you see the Police Interceptors and all that lot, and they're normally in Birmingham on the M6 corridor.
Oh, here we go. Here's another guilty pleasure. In my downtime, which is becoming less and less frequent because of all the projects I've given myself, I like to watch old wrestling videos.
Old wrestling videos are good. I like wrestling full stop. Haven't watched it for years, but yeah, that's up there for me.
It's like, obviously as a kid you think it's real, and it's like, oh yeah, you beat him up, blah, blah, blah. But then as I got older and realised it wasn't real, I sort of stopped appreciating it. But then as I got even older, I started to appreciate just how much energy and effort and skill goes into it.
That's what we didn't last year, but obviously quite often me, Claw, Connor, Tom sometimes, I think Arthur watched just one year, we sit up and watch WrestleMania.
I've never really watched a WrestleMania though. I've watched them retroactively, but I've never watched the most recent one.
But no, we'd set up, I think 2018 would have been the last time we did it, because 2019 probably, because 2020 and 2021 were online, and they're spread over 2 days at this point, which is a bit weird. But
That
no,
is
yeah,
a bit
we
weird.
genuinely stay up and watch it, and we'd all generally make a new email account, sign up to the network free for a month.
Just giving away all
And
the
then
tips and tricks of how to rip WWE off there.
And then cancel it before. Well, no, because a couple of years I ended up having it permanent. I actually paid for it, and I tended to watch quite a lot of it. But yeah, quite often, especially like people that didn't watch it so often, would just set up another email account and do it again. But then they got wise to that because it's sort of IP locking it. So we ended up using VPNs to set up separate email accounts to be able to watch
very
it.
nice. The plot thickens. The deception here is just, it's an iceberg, isn't it?
I mean, I've got to give companies credit because they are getting better and better at stopping us as the collective internet people. I'm going for not admitting that I do this, just the collective people in general.
Oh yeah, just admonish yourself of all responsibility.
Exactly.
There, it's,
They're getting better and better at stopping us.
so they should.
This is the reason
what you're doing
things-
is stealing.
Yes.
You wouldn't download a baby, James.
Yes, I would. But you see it all the time because the reason that the reason office. That doesn't sound right. The word doesn't sound right in my mouth anymore.
What are you trying to say?
Word, PowerPoint, and Excel.
Microsoft Office.
Thank you. The reason it's now called 365 and not 2013, 2014, 2015 like it used to be is because now it is subscription based. There is no buy it once, put a CD key in and leave it, because that can be cracked. The subscription based ones can't at the minute. And obviously we've been looking into editing software, and I'm now currently paying for Vegas for editing, and I know you use Shotput.
What? Shotput? That sounds like a mini golf course. I use Shotcut.
Shotcut, that's it.
A nice open source, user friendly. You know what? I complain about it, but it's actually great for free.
Exactly. It's open source. But I said I'm using Vegas because I'm stupid and I pay for it. But like my sister does graphic design and she has to pay for 60 odd quid a month for Adobe Creative Suite and all that lot. And the reason all these are monthly is because they can't be cracked yet. We'll find a way.
But you can though. You get legacy versions. I know people who have all sorts of Adobe stuff for free.
Yes, but it's the old version. CS6 is the last one you could do it as cracked.
It's still more powerful than
I'm
nothing.
not going to lie. I happen to know somewhere in my house is a cracked copy of CS6 on a disc.
How dare you?
But for the everyday user, people like me and you at the minute, cracked and legacy versions are fine. For people trying to do high-end stuff, they're not, and you have to do it monthly, which is why these companies are doing it, because it stops us.
But if you're
it.
doing high-end stuff, chances are you're already making money off your projects as well.
Potentially.
Well, I mean,
then
who's
if we
going to
go for
produce high-end content?
If we go for something like
you...
graphic design, so my sister is a graphic designer. She went to university for it and all that lot. She works in admin. She wants to go into graphic design.
Sorry, I thought you meant she was a graphic designer by trade.
She's not. She wants to be. But to be able to do the stuff she needs to be able to get to there, you need to have the software. But the software is extremely expensive.
What's wrong with Paint.net? I'm a sucker for shit tier content.
The other day, but you will admit, as well as I will, there is a large difference between open source software and high-end premium software.
Oh yeah, there's a huge difference. Yeah, massive.
And if you're using it to its potential, it's worth it.
Yeah, but I do believe that, like, so for instance, let's just take someone like me and compare, I don't know, a graphic designer with 25 years experience. And then let's compare somebody else like, I don't know, my son who's 8 years old. Now, I could do something with the open source stuff that the 8-year-old would consider really high quality.
Yeah, true.
Do you see what I mean?
But then there's also one major thing you're not allowing for.
What?
The ease of how easy it is to make it look high quality.
Okay, now we touched upon that, didn't we, the other day when I showed you my my text movement screens.
Yeah, exactly. And then I showed you mine on Vegas, and you like, oh, that was easy. It took me about 8 milliseconds.
Well, no, mine's easier now. It just wasn't easy then. It took me so long. But yeah, the amount of the missing plugins and things like that. But the difference is people donating the time and effort to coding these things into the open source stuff.
So the open source stuff is
Adobe,
amazing. But
yeah, whereas Adobe pay people to do it, so it happens quicker. It's more supported. There's a better troubleshooting system, things like that.
And this is something we were talking about actually as well when we were having our little editing call while we were both ripping our hair out. We feel, realising now, like the OG YouTubers, 2007, 2008, start of YouTube people, we feel sorry for them. Because we have high-end software with multiple, I do anyway, and Pete's got fairly good open-end software with multiple plugins and all that lot, and all these little things to help with the effects and with the styling and like making a little wiggly line that you can probably see right now if you're watching on YouTube and all that lot. They didn't have the plugins for it. A lot of it was done freestyle by hand. If you wanted a voice
Manual
line
inputs
like that,
with
just
numbers
manually
and things
put
like
in.
that, trial and error, all that sort of thing.
What the fuck's that? And I think that's the main reason why you actually, because you go back to OG YouTube, the videos are shit. Not only the fact that they're only in 480p because 1080p wasn't supported, but the actual level of editing is bad. These days, you look at people like, as always when we're talking about one of our examples is Soviet Womble, his editing is top notch, isn't it? Granted, he only releases a video every 6 years. But
I think it's a bit more frequent than that.
Alright, 5 years, I'll give him some credit.
He's got a lot of videos on his channel, actually. There must have been a time when he was putting content out really quick.
It used to be a lot quicker. He streams a lot more now. But his videos, and there's another guy I watch called Tuxbird, his videos, every single frame has something happening in it. Whether it's a transitioning effect, or subtitles, or PNGs appearing, or all that lot. And I think part of it is making it harder for new people to join YouTube.
I suppose it is.
The quality of videos people expect now. Back then, you could literally record it on a phone, upload
There
it
was
straight
no
to,
expectation back then.
upload it
was there?
straight
That's
to
the thing.
YouTube and get, well, not a million views because they
Well,
didn't
no,
exist,
see,
but
now
get
this is a good,
10,000
interesting point you
views.
raise.
I know
Sorry,
your
we've spoke
stupid
over
video of
each
you
other
laughing
here.
like a fucking goat is on your most viewed YouTube video ever.
Laughing like yeah, but it's like 80 views or something. It's not even anything impressive, you know. I haven't even passed the 1,000 barrier on anything.
Past 100.
I've not even passed the 500. I'm on nearly 300 on one of them. I thank you very much.
Oh.
No, but you raise an interesting point about the quality and the ease of new YouTubers to join. Now they've circumvented that issue temporarily with the introduction of shorts. Because
no, see, I don't agree. So we were talking to someone else about this. I was saying that I wanted to start putting more on YouTube, and they were like, "Yeah, look at shorts. Shorts is just YouTube's attempt to beat TikTok. That's all it is."
No, it's not. Whether
is.
that looking at it from YouTube's perspective like that, probably.
All
but
they're
what you need to
caring
do
about.
as
They
a
want to
content
pull
creator.
content creators from TikTok onto YouTube.
Well, yeah, but that's fine because it works. But looking at it from the perspective of an amateur creator, you need to realize the fact that people will sit and watch a 30-40 second video even if it's bad quality, whereas they're not going to sit and take a bite into one of my videos, say like 15-20 minutes of piss poor content. So your ability to put out content in the form of shorts in poor quality and still gain views will then fund your ability to put out higher quality content later down the line.
See, I don't think so, because the thing with the shorts, especially on mobile, which, let's face it, the majority of users on YouTube are on mobile.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to see whose video it was. You just watch the video, flick up to the next one, flick up to the next one, flick up to the next one, like you do on TikTok.
It is, yeah, but
you're not gaining
you
subs then.
Well, no, but the point about the shorts is, I don't know if you read the insider news on YouTube when you're uploading. That's a good point. But you can monetize currently. You can monetize your shorts without being part of the YouTube partner program.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So with that in mind, then as a new content creator, that is probably you're in at the moment.
But then from talking, or because I listen to a lot of podcasts of YouTubers and read a lot of things about YouTubers, they say the one way to guarantee you'll fail on YouTube is going in it for the money.
Oh yeah, of course.
You need to want
I have
to
like
do it.
I have like 200 videos uploaded, and I've just
Do you
enjoyed
have that
making
many?
them. Well, it's like 150 or something like
I've
that.
watched
but
about
I've just
3.
enjoyed. Exactly. No, I think you're my 3 viewers then.
I like most of the ones you upload recently because I'm a good friend, but I've genuinely watched about 3 of them.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I make shit stuff, but I don't do it with the intention of it becoming my job. I do it because I like doing it.
Exactly. That's the way to do anything, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm just having fun. And if people tend to happen to watch it at some point, I guess that's just gravy, really. You know, I have a job, I have somewhere to live, I don't rely on it, and I never want to rely. Well, I mean, if by some stretch of the imagination I end up, I guess, I don't know, because would that change the way I see it? Because right now it's fun to just put some videos out, whereas because like when I was complaining to you about editing the Portal stuff, because that's intense editing. Would I want to sit there doing that and thinking, like, if I don't get this done, I don't get paid?
I could see that, but then again, you editing the second video for you was half the time it was editing the first one.
Was it?
I'd say so. 'Cause you editing the first one for like 4 days. The second one you're only on about for 2-3 days.
Well, no, that depends on how much time I
we
get to
did
dedicate
editing
to
all
it.
day on Sunday because we spent like 4 hours playing Space Dwarfs, whatever it was.
No, I know, but like I say, it depends on how much time I got to dedicate to it. So the first one that I did I was doing it in fits and starts after work.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I managed to spend like quite a long time on the weekend doing it. So
So not on
there's a
Sunday,
difference.
maybe on Saturday.
well, one of them.
We were on the what game for like, what was it? What were we playing? Deep Rock Galactic? Is that what it's called?
Yes, that's what it's called. Space Dwarfs. I just call it Space
Yeah,
Dwarfs.
that's what I get a message every day from Arthur saying Space Dwarfs because he wants to play it in the evening. But I can't remember what I was going to say. Space Dwarfs. Yeah, you can't claim you spent all day of Sunday editing because we were on that game for like 4 hours.
Yeah, we were. It was good fun as well.
It's great because I recorded it wrong.
But you see, now that's the point though, because
didn't
I'd say
record
like, okay, so yeah, because
I'm
you're
so
a professional.
Bad. It's been like 4 attempts of recording stuff me and Pete have done, and every single time one time I captured the stream, not the thing. Second time I forgot my microphone, that wasn't captured. The other day I just forgot to push record when we were playing on Sunday.
You are terrible. You see, now this as well as like the guarantee you fail on YouTube going in it for the money, or just don't record anything.
I don't know classify for that fails going on YouTube because there's nothing to put on YouTube.
And therefore you failed.
You can't have failed on YouTube because you never actually started on YouTube. I have a channel, there's still not a single video
no, but
on
you
it.
started with intention of going on YouTube and then had no content to put on there.
Yeah, but I don't know if that counts because you've not done. All you've done is play games with the boys. You've not like actually tried to make a video out of it.
Well, you intended to, but
Surely,
you
if
didn't
you've got
record
to
the
at
video.
least record it for having to.
Well, don't worry,
actually
because
started.
as some kind of saving grace, I recorded it for you.
Yeah, but then if you're going to use it in videos as well, I can't use it as well because it's 2 videos from the same point of view.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with the same video, just mine slightly worse editing than yours.
Only for now, as you'll only need to spend about an hour to catch up to my quality. I'm not in any way a professional.
It took me 6 hours to edit the last podcast, and it's too quiet.
Oh, that's a shame.
You haven't even listened to it, have you?
No,
It is
I don't
proper
listen
quiet.
to our podcasts.
It is proper quiet. I like listening to
Is
the
it-
intro music, and then our voices start and I stop straight away.
I don't mind hearing my own voice. I just don't listen to the
You
podcasts.
just don't like hearing mine.
Yeah, well, exactly. I've heard it enough.
An hour a week is enough. Are we playing games tomorrow?
We talk a lot more than that.
Unfortunately, we do. Are we playing games tomorrow?
That's the plan. Portal 2 is not going to play itself.
We'll probably finish it tomorrow.
You reckon? How far?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got more than halfway, didn't we?
Yeah, I think the last.
Hey, and then
two
we
were a
can
bit
move on
harder.
to our next list of games. Well, let me just
I
see
told
what
you
we
what
got.
game to install. I said It Takes Two, but we've already done that. But no, it's No Way Out, which is from the people that made It Takes Two, which I already own.
No, you didn't actually say No Way Out. You told me to install It Takes Two Friend Pass, and then I said we've already done that, and you said I didn't mean that. I said I meant Friend Pass on Origin, so you still didn't clarify the game.
When did I tell you this?
In one of the channels.
One of the many channels we seem to talk in now.
You just created loads.
Well, it's useful having a topic one because we lost the topics last time.
Well, yeah.
This is why we have a separate channel for topics. Then we have one for us talking about admin-y stuff, one for people to actually talk about to us, and then we DM each other as well. I can message you shit on Facebook as well if you want.
Here we go.
WhatsApp.
I found it. I'm going to send you the screenshot.
Did I put A Way Out in it? I did, didn't I? Come on.
Hang on. I can't find you to send a screenshot to.
this
How many
is-
messages have I sent since we spoke?
Who knows?
There you go. Oh no, you did say
Oh,
I
fuck
mean
you!
No Way Out. Oh, damn it. Okay.
Right, I'm going to put this in the YouTube video for people to see that I am right and Peter's wrong.
This is depressing. I can't believe I sent the screenshot as well. Instead of
I'll save that just in case.
I could have just sent like the messages below, and it would have been fine. You played yourself, Pete.
Fuck Podcast shit. Save. There you go. You can't just delete it now. Yes, I have a file on my desktop called podcast shit, which is where all the podcast stuff goes.
And it's also, he has a file next to it called shit, and it's where he puts everything of me in it.
I have YouTube shit, podcast shit, and editing shit. Which is the programs for editing.
That's more organised than I am.
My desktop has, hang on that I have YouTube shit, podcast shit, editing shit, paint.net, which should be an editing shit, and my recycling bin. That's it, on both screens.
Actually, I do have a nice folder here that says Games with James, which is where I put all our stream content.
Oh, hang on. There's a Halo Master Chief over there, which I've actually uninstalled, so I can delete the shortcut. There you go. Well, I've now cleaned it up. There's only like 4 items on my desktops.
Look at you multitasking, podcasting and cleaning your desktop.
Well, it stops me fiddling and hitting the microphone constantly.
That's a good point. Oh, God, you're going to have to take that out now.
No, I'm not. I'm going to leave that in.
But people don't want that kind of noise when they're listening to a podcast, although I say that as if the alternative of our voices is any better.
I'm giving people the full experience of being my friend.
Nobody... What... Okay, that's like saying I'm giving people the full experience of the food
Genital
by
warts.
giving them the shit next to it.
No, being my friend is exactly what it is.
And what is it?
Shit.
Oh, okay. Well, it would have sounded awful coming from me, even though I've said much worse to you.
Right. We were having a conversation before the podcast started. We should stop. We should talk about this in the podcast. And we're at 50 odd minutes into the podcast and haven't mentioned what we were going to talk about. And do you even remember what we were talking about?
I do, actually, now that you've said it.
What was it?
It was your obsession with Razer.
I own too much Razer stuff.
You do own too much Razer stuff,
But I
even
do-
down to the stuff that's not even useful as Razer products. For example, the stuffed snake.
You leave Snek out of this.
No, there is the reason that I'm mad at you. Not only do you spend more than you need to on your peripherals, you also spend more than you need to on a plushie.
But he's cute.
I don't... Guinea pigs are cute and they cost way less than that.
How much did your guinea pigs cost?
About 15 quid.
And how much do they cost, including all the rest of the shit they need?
It's like a couple of quid a month for the hay and the veg.
But what about a guinea pig house? Hutch?
Okay, yeah, they're fairly expensive.
I bet Snek was cheaper than all that combined.
How much was Snek?
Like 40 quid.
That's so bad.
I know. But I've got to cover his ears so he doesn't get upset. I sent you a picture of Snek, which I'll also put on the screen right now.
You've got to cover his ears.
Yeah. Because I'm saying he's too expensive.
You're
but
such a loser.
When you buy Snek, it helps trees. He's a charity thing.
Okay.
He's a charity thing.
I just had this like image of you like pushing him against a tree. It's like, help this tree, Sneki. I carry him to work and I press him against every tree I go past, and it's good for the environment.
I wouldn't do that. I drive to work.
We've already established that you're not afraid of slamming into other people's cars because a yellow
We
car
didn't
passed you.
slam into each other. We sort of just gently tapped a little love tap.
Yeah, love tap. That's what they call it on the M6. When someone spirals out of control and a lorry's
Why would I
overturned
be
and
on
there's
the
oil
M6?
everywhere and there are
That's like-
children on fire. It was just a love tap.
The M6 is like 400 miles away from me.
Yeah, but it's very close to me, so that's why I
So
used
why
it.
would I be on the M6 though?
Alright, the M1.
Nope.
The M4.
No, I could do. That's about 2 hours away.
I forget how far south you are, actually.
M5's closest to me, but that's still an hour away. But then, when I went to uni, was at Exeter, which is the end of the M5, so we were quite often on the M5 then.
So, before we reveal exactly where each of us live and just get ourselves killed...
I live in Plymouth.
Well, okay, there you go.
It's still a city of
And
half
on
a
that
million.
note, this has been Words From Our Mouths.
Don't forget,
This has been an
we're
hour of
trying to
drivel.
end the podcast. We're sat recording nothing for 6 minutes.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
So we're only at like 55 minutes at the minute, even though it says an hour on our recordings.
Well, this is why I said that we should restart the recording, to be fair.
No.
And now I've got This Has Been Words From Our Mouths in 6 minutes before the end of the fucking podcast.
Exactly, so it makes you look stupid. We're going to talk
Are
more
you
about
oh,
Sneki
thank
Snek.
you. Why?
Because you can get a Sneki rug. Which is 80
Oh, that's
quid.
right. Are you going to get it?
No, because it's 80 quid.
You're going to get it. You spent 40 quid on that little piece of shit there.
Yeah, but it's a rug. It's a very overpriced rug. It's just his face that looks a bit weird.
Yeah, and the
But it is one
Sneki
of the
Snek
rugs
itself is not an overpriced plushie.
He's really cute and soft, though.
Is plushie the right word? It doesn't sound right.
It is a plushie. Cuddly toy. Snake.
Cuddly toy.
But
you're happy to spend £40 on a little cuddly snake, but not £80 on a big rug.
it's not a big rug, that's the point. It's like the sort of designed to go under a gaming chair to protect the floor a little bit. So it's only about the size of your chair. So it's a small rug, which should be about 20 quid from Argos. But for Christmas,
all I can hear is overpriced garbage.
For Christmas, I am getting some Sneki Snek slippers.
I have also just like to point out that I'm currently ruining any chance that you might have had of being sponsored by Razer.
Razer?
By just trashing the
I
products.
love you. I have a Razer headset, a Razer mouse, a Razer keyboard, a Razer Sneki Snek. I'm also
just to
getting
contrast
Razer slippers.
that, everything I use, keyboard, mouse, and stuff like that, is from Trust. Trust Gaming.
They're more likely
I've
to
never spent
sponsor
more
us than
than a
Razer.
tenner. And you know what? If they did, I would not even be mad. Their stuff is so reliable. The only thing that broke my last mouse was a cat pissing on it.
that will probably do it.
Yeah.
I've never had a Razer product break. I've replaced my keyboard because it started getting a bit worn out and tired, but I had it for like 4 years and I play games way too much and punch my keyboard way too much, so...
Well, I've had this keyboard now for 2 years. And it's got a bit of food in it.
Yeah, that's another problem. But like the main problem with my old keyboard, which was the Black Widow, is the keys didn't come off. Which for a
I don't
mechanical...
think my keys come off.
If it's a mechanical keyboard and keys not coming off, it's very, very awkward to clean it. This current one, which I've got a Huntsman now, the keys come off easily. I also do love Razer's naming products structure.
What's that?
Well, the keyboards are all named after spiders. Like I had a Black Widow, I've now got a Huntsman and all that lot. The mice are snakes. So they do the Naga, the Death Adder, which is what I've got. And so I think they do a Viper, I can't fully remember. And then the headsets and microphones and all that lot are named more after like mythical... I think it's all sea creatures actually. Because the headset's the Kraken, the microphone's the Siren. They've got like their naming structures, which is quite cool.
Well, you see, Trust names stuff like it's similar to naming cars. This is a GXT 105 mouse, which sounds like a Vauxhall, if you ask me. And the keyboard.
Does it have a slightly unreliable gearbox?
No, actually.
Because it's not a Vauxhall.
And the keyboard is a GXT 830RW, which sounds suspiciously like an Audi.
GX. No, it does sound more Vauxhall.
Yeah. Or, I don't know. I'm not really into cars either.
But
I don't know what I am into. The more I think about it, I don't have any interest.
Oh, I almost made a very inappropriate joke then. That was close. Back to Sneki Snek.
I'm glad your filter kicked in.
Yeah, my brain filter. This is why I wanted to set a noise gate up for. It wasn't for the actual the.
You can't set up a noise gate that filters out bad words and things. You know, there's no such thing as a watershed filter.
Sneki Snek is cute because it was a drawing of one of the lead designers at Razer's kid. I think she drew it, and he took it into work, had it on the wall. They ever noticed it, and it became a thing because it got shared on Reddit and all that. And every sale towards Sneki Snek products saves trees in some way. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they help trees.
You're still not going to convert me to Razer products.
But what if they sponsor us and give us free products?
I'll send them all to you.
I don't need 2 keyboards. I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. If someone gave you, here's a nice free keyboard, you'd go, thank you.
I would probably donate it to somebody who needed it more than myself.
I hate you so much. Now I look like a dick.
My keyboard, my keyboard works. Why do I need to replace it?
Sign yours and eBay it to help raise money for charity.
Well, why not just give it to someone who needs a keyboard?
But you could raise more money by just doing that to buy more keyboards for people.
I don't mean to sound like an arse. I mean, I am an arsehole, so let's not even beat around the bush with that. That is a lot of effort.
It's fine. If we're big enough to be sponsored by Razer, we'll have management. They can do it.
Well, again, there's something I'll never have to worry about, isn't
No,
it?
we're not getting sponsored by Razer anyway.
We're not getting sponsored by anybody, James. Come on,
we're
get
sponsored
real.
by Box of Spiders, whatever it was.
Spider Crate,
Spider
which I
Crate,
stole
is that
from
what it
another YouTuber. I should tell you. Like,
I don't know that. You might have told me actually thinking about it. I can't believe
I disclosed that information in that podcast that I stole it from Rabid Luigi.
Why do you still remember where you stole it from?
Because I remember the video because of how much it made me laugh. So if you want to talk good content creators, Rabid Luigi, he's fantastic.
Who have I been watching recently? I'm watching lots of Blarg.
Yes.
He's a YouTuber.
Blarg is a race in Ratchet and Clank.
It's also in Mario.
Oh, is it?
Because he's one of the things, the lava monsters that jump out, I believe.
Oh, I don't know.
Because whenever
I never really played a lot of Mario.
Whenever they do the podcast, because it's the Goons is what their podcast is called. They do a yearly one. It ends with Q&As. It's always asked, where did the names come from? They've all got stories, and Blarg's just like, it's a funny noise I can make. And someone always goes, it's a Ratchet and Clank race. It's a Mario.
Oh, well, so now I'm one of those idiots, am I? Thanks.
Yep. Right, even meaning to.
To be fair, the only reason I know it, I mean, I do like Ratchet and Clank myself, but the only reason it sticks in my head is because my oldest son plays Ratchet and Clank.
Never played it.
Worth it.
If you want to see more stuff about Pete and his son, you go to his YouTube, which is Pete Smells, and they've got videos of them playing Human Fall Flat together.
Yes, we have. And it's 10-minute chunks of us abusing each other, really.
So it's pretty much the same as our content, just with a bit less swearing.
And only a little bit.
There is some child abuse involved in it.
Wow, no, he threw me off the edge of a cliff.
You threw him off a cliff as well.
Because he threw me off.
So that's not okay.
It bloody well is. I'll decide how to raise my children, thanks, James.
An eye for an eye and the world goes blind, Pete. Just remember that.
Yeah, well, they can all be
See, that's
blind
not true.
Take my eyes.
Because the last person's going to be left with one eye left. Because the blind people can't poke it out.
Okay, yeah. That's something I didn't need to think about. Thank you for pushing something useful out of my head with that.
But you're not going to forget it now either, are you?
Annoyingly, no, but I'll tell you what I will forget is the useful thing.
You're going to wake up in the morning and go, shoelaces. Right.
Just forget how to drive when I'm trying to go to work. That's what's going to happen.
Forget halfway, because you'll be driving there, you'll suddenly remember that and you'll go, straight into a wall.
Did I ever tell you that I actually forgot how to drive?
That doesn't surprise me. If I don't drive for like 2 weeks, I get in, I'm like,
Oh no, see, now I passed my test, and then the next time I drove a car was over 10 years after.
See, that's understandable. I'll give you that one.
But see, now once you've passed your test though, and you think, oh yeah, I remember how to drive now, the feeling of getting behind a wheel and then thinking, holy shit, how can I safely move this vehicle is indescribable.
Yeah, true. So if I go on holiday and get back and sort of like, especially when you land at the airport, you're tired, you get in your car and you're like, shit, this isn't a taxi. I've got to do stuff.
How to go. I've put it in the sat nav, why is it not going? Okay, now, you see, now it's safe for me to say this. This has been Words From Our Mouths. We have said many words from our mouths. You will remember none of it because none of it is useful.
The only useful thing we did mention is, if you are struggling, remember, there are phone lines out there. Talk to your friends. Samaritans is 116-123. And that's the only useful thing we've ever said in the podcast.
And my deepest apologies to anybody who is struggling, because you probably lost even more faith in humanity after this whole hour of us.
That is very true.
As if, like, if there's something you could have done that was worse for your mental health than listen to us, I'd like to know what that is.
Right, so if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications, all that lot. You'll see when we go live. It's going live every Sunday, hopefully. We're going to record on Monday, not Tuesday, Mondays. Pete?
I'm listening, I'm just not paying attention.
Obviously, Pete uploads to YouTube under Pete Smells. I will hopefully have uploaded to YouTube by the time this comes out under Ninja Squirrel. And Pete streams live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Pete Smells. Thank you for listening.
Stop plugging my shit. Goodbye, everyone.
No, I'm always plugging it. Bye.